You meet someone, and within the first few conversations, maybe even the first few minutes, something in you already knows. He's been through something. He's struggling. He tells you about his last relationship, and you can hear it in his voice. He's been hurt. He's been misunderstood. Nobody has really seen him. Nobody has been patient enough to stay. And then it happens. That quiet voice inside you, the one that feels like compassion, that feels like intuition, it whispers, "I can help him. I can be the one who finally shows him what real love looks like. I can be different." And that moment, right there, that is not your intuition talking. That is the part of you that keeps choosing men who need saving. Here is how it usually goes. You feel it from the first conversation. He opens up. He tells you things he says he has never told anyone. And that feeling of being trusted, of being chosen as the one who gets to see behind the armor, it makes the connection feel deeper than anything you have felt before. A week later, you are already invested. You are imagining who he could become with your support. And then the slow fade begins. The excuses, the way his past becomes the reason for everything he cannot give you right now. But you stay because you understand him. Because leaving now would mean you are just like everyone else who gave up on him. So you give more. You shrink your own needs so they do not add to his burden. And somewhere in that process, the relationship stops being a relationship and starts becoming a rescue mission. By the end of this video, you will understand where this pattern comes from, why it feels so much like love in the beginning, and how to break it without closing your heart. Let's start with the rescue fantasy itself. On the surface, it feels noble. It feels like depth. I see the potential in him that no one else sees. That feeling of being the one who finally understands him, the one who is different from everyone else who gave up on him, is intoxicating. It creates a bond that feels deeper than regular attraction. It feels like purpose. But here is the part that changes everything. If your role in the relationship is to rescue him, the relationship only works as long as he still needs rescuing. Think about that. If he actually healed, if he became the man you keep telling yourself he could be, what would your role become? If you are no longer the one who saves him, who are you to him? And more importantly, who are you to yourself? This is the uncomfortable truth. It is not just about helping him, it is about what helping him gives you. A sense of control, a sense of being needed, a sense of purpose that feels easier to access than building those things for yourself. You are not his rehabilitation center. His wounds deserve compassion, but they are not your assignment. And you are not only trying to save him, you are using his problems to avoid the emptiness that appears when nobody needs saving. Now let's talk about the thing you keep dating, his potential. You do not fall in love with who someone is. You fall in love with who you believe they could become. And that gap between who he is right now and who you imagine he could be, that gap is where your energy goes to die. You keep dating his potential while living with his reality, and those two things have never been the same. Remember how quickly you started imagining who he could become? That fantasy is what kept you invested long after his actual behavior stopped giving you a reason to stay. Potential does not hold you at night. Potential does not ask how your day was. Potential does not show up when you are the one falling apart. Adults who want to change, change. Adults who want to show up for you, show up. The ones who do not are not waiting for the right person. They are waiting for someone to carry the weight so they do not have to. And you deserve better than to be someone's carrying weight. Now, where does this come from? Because you were not born wanting to fix broken men. This was learned. For many women, the blueprint was drawn in childhood. Maybe you grew up in a home where love had to be earned, where you learned that if you were good enough, helpful enough, emotionally mature enough, you might finally receive the stability you needed. Or maybe you were the peacekeeper, the one who managed everyone's emotions, the one who learned to read the room before you learned to read a book. And that skill, that hyper-awareness of what other people need, became your identity. So now, as an adult, when you meet a man who is emotionally unavailable or struggling, Your nervous system does not register this as a red flag. It registers it as familiar. It registers it as home. You are not attracted to his potential. You are attracted to the dynamic where you give and he takes, where you earn love by being endlessly patient, endlessly useful. Because that dynamic is what love felt like when you were young, even if it never actually was love. There is a difference between compassion and self-abandonment, and they can look almost identical from the outside. Compassion says, I see your pain and I hold space for it, without making it my responsibility to fix. Self-abandonment says, I see your pain and I will make myself smaller, quieter, and more convenient so I do not add to it. Compassion has boundaries. Self-abandonment has none. This is the moment in the story where you stop telling him what hurts you, because his pain has quietly become more important than yours. Ask yourself honestly, when you are with a man who is struggling, do you feel free to express your own needs? Or do you swallow them because he is already going through so much? If you are constantly editing yourself to protect his emotional state, you are not being compassionate. You are abandoning yourself. And over time, you become so good at managing his emotions that you forget you even have your own. Until one day you realize you cannot remember the last time you asked, does this relationship actually feed me, or am I just feeding it? A connection that requires you to become smaller is already breaking. Now we have to go deeper, because this is the part that actually sets you free. While you are so focused on his healing, his issues, his past, what are you avoiding in your own life? Women who constantly find themselves trying to fix broken men are often women with unhealed pain of their own. And focusing on someone else's problems is a very effective way to avoid looking at your own. It is easier to fix him than to face yourself. It is easier to pour everything into his potential than to ask why you do not believe in your own. Recognizing this pattern is the moment everything shifts. You stop asking, why does he keep doing this? And you start asking, why do I keep choosing men who do this? That question is the beginning of everything. So how do you break this pattern in practice? This is how you choose differently. Stop evaluating his intentions, start evaluating his pattern. Slow down. The rescue fantasy creates urgency, that feeling of, I need to step in now or I will lose him. That urgency is not romance. It is the pattern hijacking your nervous system. So when you feel that pull, pause and ask yourself, what am I actually responding to? Him or the familiar feeling of being needed? Watch what he does. Does he follow through? Does he show up for you the way you show up for him? Does he take steps to heal without you pushing, without you doing the emotional labor for both of you? If the answer is no, you are not in a relationship. You are in a project. Know what reciprocity feels like. Real love feels a little bit boring at first. If you are used to the intensity of saving, the calm of a healthy dynamic can feel like something is missing. But what is missing is not passion. What is missing is chaos. And chaos is not the same thing as love. It just feels that way when it is all you have known. A man who is ready will not need you to save him. He will meet you as an equal. You can walk beside him, but you are not carrying him. And that distinction between walking beside and carrying is the difference between a relationship and a rescue mission. Here is what I want you to take from this. The woman from the beginning, the one who stayed, who gave more, who shrank herself to fit, she thought being the one who stayed would finally make her the one who was chosen. But love does not require you to disappear. Love does not require you to carry someone who will not carry himself. The next time you meet a man and feel that familiar pull, pause and ask yourself one question. Not, does he need me? But, can he meet me? Because the right man will not require you to betray yourself in order to be chosen. He will not need you to save him. He will want to build something with you, not as a project, not as potential, but as someone who is ready. That is not a rescue mission. That is a relationship. And that is what you deserve. Thank you for watching and listening. and I'll see you in the next video.